The fact that Brian Daboll is getting the losing culture off of the Giants. As bad as I want to lose to get a quarterback, Brian Daboll is establishing a culture that we're going to win or die trying. All right, look. Kayvon had wrist surgery. And, you know, through 5 games, he's got 2 sacks. And that's underwhelming. You know, Kayvon, you still my favorite player on defense. I rock with Kayvon. But 2 sacks in 5 games is underwhelming. The reason why I'm not going to criticize Kayvon or hold Kayvon accountable for only having 2 sacks through 5 games is the $28 million defensive end on the other side of him only got 2 sacks as well. So it's like, I can't criticize Kayvon when he's matching the production of one of the highest paid rushers in the league. So it's amazing how elite this Giants defense has been the past few weeks. And we're not even getting top tier production from 2 of our best players. Dexter Lawrence is the best defensive tackle in the league. I don't even think it's a debate anymore. Aaron Donald is retired. Chris Jones ain't doing what Dexter Lawrence do. He's not. So Vita Vea had been hurt. I'm just looking at the defensive tackles. Like, Dexter Lawrence is the best defensive tackle in the NFL. And I feel comfortable in saying that. Like, Dexter Lawrence is our best player on the team. I used to think it might have been Andrew Thomas. We know Daniel Jones is the most important player on the team. I want to say probably next season, Malik Neighbors will probably be the best player on the team. But as of right now, best player on the team is Dexter Lawrence. Daniel Jones is still the most important player because if he sucks, we're going to lose. Daniel Jones is the only player on the team that our wins and losses are dictated on how he plays. But we'll be fine without Kayvon, man. Just slide in Ojulari, slide in Isaiah Simmons. We'll be fine. Brian Burns earned that check, Pimp. Come on, Pimp, and earn that check, man. Brian Burns got to earn that check. Dexter Lawrence is going to do Dexter Lawrence things. I think we'll be fine. You know, I think we'll be fine. I like the fact that our defense has held Dak in check. That phenom in Washington, Jaden Daniels, we held him to 5 field goals. We shut down the Seattle offense. Our defense, Shane Bowen, it ain't looking too shabby out there, Giants fans. It ain't looking too shabby out there. I'm a little impressed with our defense. I'm actually kind of impressed with our defense, and it's more consistent than Wink Martindale. Like, I love Wink Martindale, but I feel like this defense is safer, if that makes sense. I feel like it's less random big plays happening on this defense versus Wink Martindale defense, but that's what happens when you blitz as much as Wink does. So I think the defense will be fine. I do. I think that the thing with the Giants is we have to turn the culture around. You see, last year, the first month of the season was bad Giants. That was the losing culture that we became accustomed to. McAdoo, Sherman, Joe Judge. That's that losing mentality that we became accustomed to. The past couple weeks have been Brian Daboll attitude. What do I mean by Brian Daboll attitude? What I mean is, I said it going into the season, right? We've technically been a winning football team since Brian Daboll's got here because We won 9 games, Brian Daboll's first year. Last year, we should have won like 8 games, but, we couldn't close. And this year, we should be 4-1 getting ready to play the Bengals. What I'm trying to say is Brian Daboll has actually changed the culture in this locker room. We don't quit. We don't give up. We play hard every week. And it's one of those situations where I wanted us to lose. I knew we weren't going to lose because I saw last year that Brian Daboll is a maniac and will find ways to win games. Like we saw that firsthand last year. Brian Daboll goes out and wins games with Tommy DeVito. He beats the Eagles with Tyrod Taylor. Like as bad as I wanted to lose and get a real quarterback, I know Brian Daboll ain't going for that, which is a good thing. It's good that we're not losing. It's good. Even though I want us to lose, I'm a fan. See, here's the thing, right? Y'all remember the 76ers, right? The Michael Carter Williams 76ers, right? Remember the Michael Carter Williams 76ers about 10 years ago? How depressed they were on the bench when every time they would get a good player, what was his name? The architect of the process. I forgot his name. But the GM who created, the dude Stephen A. Smith got fired? Sam Hinkie. Yes, Sam Hinkie. Remember when Sam Hinkie would trade away every good player on the 76ers because he wanted to tank for Joel Embiid? He wanted to tank for Ben Simmons. He wanted to tank for Markelle Fultz. So the GM sabotaged the team and the players looked depressed. And the 76ers didn't start winning until they got rid of all those players that became accustomed to losing. They had to get new players. So what is Fitz Vegas taking you on this trip down memory lane for? I'm taking you on this trip down memory lane because I like the fact that Brian Daboll is getting the losing culture off of the Giants. As bad as I want to lose to get a quarterback, Brian Daboll is establishing a culture that we're going to win or die trying. So we don't have the same culture we had under Shermer, McAdoo, Joe Judge. They had to get rid of Nerlens Noel. They had to get rid of Michael Carter Williams. They had to get rid of Thaddeus Young. Yeah, for those of y'all who don't watch basketball, y'all probably like, who the hell are these people? But these was the 76ers before Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And Thaddeus Young went on to have a great career. Michael Carter Williams went on to have a pretty good career. Nerlens Noel was a solid center for a couple of different teams. But they were losers in Philly because that's the culture that was created. You feel me? So I like the fact that Brian Daboll is turning around a losing culture under Joe Judge, a losing culture under Pat Shermer. The Giants team that we've seen the past couple years wins or die trying. We beat the Packers on Monday Night Football with our third string quarterback. We beat the Eagles the last game of the season with our second string quarterback when all they had to do was win that game and they win the division. Last week, we go to Seattle, we win that game. Like the culture on the Giants is something that I can get behind. Do I like the fact that we're going to be stuck with Daniel Jones another season? Probably not. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, we're in the same boat as the Steelers, bro. Like, I'm going to do a separate video on that. I think it needs to be discussed about, like, we got to talk about that. But, anyway, get well soon, Kayvon. You know we love you, big fella. Get well soon. No Diddy. All right, no Diddy, no baby oil. That's brotherly love right there. That's manly hug shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it. That's all. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, drop FUs in the comments if you rocking with me, and stay vicious. Dismiss.